Hello, this is a quick feature video of the Moving Organizer Pro app. This is an app that we created when we moved ourselves a few years ago and decided to pack our own boxes. And I hope this is as useful to you as it was for us. For this video, we are going to use the Android version, but the iOS version is fairly similar, although visually there may be some slight differences. When you use the app for the first time, the screen looks fairly empty with a large Create a Move button as well as a plus button at the bottom of the screen. Both of these do exactly the same thing to create your first move. And this, we are calling them moves, but it could be really anything, an organizing project or anything that you can think of that you put items in. Once a move is created, you can then create additional moves by pressing this plus button. So let's go ahead and create our first move. But before we do that, let me just quickly show you a few menu options that are available in this screen. To go to the menu option, you tap on this menu button. And on the top, you have link to Dropbox, which we will talk about later, as well as backup and restore that are linked related to that option. We will also talk about optimize images, and of course, we are always looking to get information about how our users are using this app. So feel free to rate our apps using this option. You can tap on About to see more about this app, things that we use. You can email us from here. You can go to our support website that has more information, particularly if you go to the FAQ section, there's information about the ways you can use this app. And finally, you can go into settings to look at various things like changing the units of volume, currency, and turning on and off features that you may or may not use. All right, let's go ahead and create our first move. So let's say we're moving to Canada. All right, and we are going, whatever you want to say as description. These are all mostly informational. And from USA to Canada. And you can say if you're using a mover, for example, you can name your mover. You can set a date, anything that feels like should be interesting to have in here. None of this is actually used for anything beyond information. Once you do that, on the screen you will see moving to Canada created. You can create as many moves as you want. This is the Pro version. The Lite version is limited to a single move. Now you can edit or delete this move by tapping and holding, and then you see edit and delete button appear on the top. On the iOS version, instead of tapping and holding, you swipe to the left and the edit and delete buttons appear right there. So that's basically what you could do in the main screen. Now to go into the box screen, you basically tap on the move where you want to add the boxes. And right now there are no boxes in this move, so let's go ahead and create a few boxes. Notice that the same type of UI, you have a create a box and the plus button at the bottom for that. So let's go ahead and create a few boxes. Now we're calling them boxes, but these could be any items as you want. So let's go ahead and create our first box. Notice that a box name and number is automatically generated for you. You can say what type of box it is. So let's say it's a product box. Um, you can say what size it is, small, medium, or large. You can actually specify the actual um, size in cubic feet and the value of the items in the box. Sometimes if you're ensuring your move, that might be necessary. What location this box is in or where it will be once you complete your move. So let's say this box is going to be in my office. Initially, as you would see, this is just a fill-in, but as you create your own custom locations, they will start appearing as a drop down. Contents. So let's say this is a box filled with some headphones and chargers. So it's always good to have some description. You can also use the microphone button here or on the keyboard. In iOS, you can use Siri to dictate the contents and things like that. Now, if you're happy with the icon that we put in here, that's great. But if not, you can tap on the camera icon, and that would allow you to take a picture of this box. We do recommend that you take a picture of the box when it's open so you can kind of see what the box looks like from the outside as well as the inside, because there's only a limit of only one picture. So let's go ahead and take that picture, and we accept that, and that picture gets added to the box. You can tap on the picture to see a more expanded version. If you don't like that picture, you can delete it. You can take another picture if that's what you would like. So that's essentially what you could do in here. By the way, if you go look at the top, there is, you can delete this box. That is, you cancel this addition. You can add this box to the database. You can also go into menu and print a label for this box. And that essentially creates a simple little label that you can print to a wireless printer, or you can save it as PDF. And we'll go ahead and add this box to the move, and there it is. There's the box added to the move. Let's go ahead and add a couple other boxes. So let's say I add um, another product box. This is also small, volume 1 cubic foot, value another $100. Location. Now if I tap on the location, notice that office shows up, but I want to put this in my living room. So this is a box of shoes, let's say. And I can also take a picture of my shoebox. And there it is. There's my shoebox. And I add this to my move. Notice that I am using the dark mode in Android. We support both dark mode as well as light mode. So um, if you do not like dark theme, you can go back to using light theme, which looks like this. Let's go ahead and add one final box, then we can show you. This box is, let's say, not packaged. Um, it is a medium-sized box, volume 2 cubic feet, value $200. This one is also located in the office, and this is a print. Alright, so now I will take a picture of my printer, and there it is. So now I've got my three boxes up here. In this screen, you can do various things, like, for example, you can sort by different things. Date added is basically the default. You can sort by box name. Now, since I'm using the default box names, that's not going to do any different because date added and box name are same sequence. You can sort by box type. So that will put the boxes of the same type together. You can also sort by location, and that is going to put all the items in the locations together. So my two boxes in the office are together at this point. You can also do a search. This is a very powerful feature. So if I want to figure out what was the number of which box I put my headphones in, I can start typing in headphones, and notice that it tells me it's in box 1. So that's very useful. You can also print the move, and that is going to create a either something that you can send straight to a wireless printer, or you can save it as a PDF and share with your friends. So that's another option from here. Um, Once you have all your boxes added, once you complete your move, one nice thing that you could do is you can start unpacking your boxes, and as you unpack, you can mark the box as unpacked. And what that would do is, notice that it shows up shaded as green, and an icon appears that tells you how close to being completely unpacked you are. So that's kind of nice to know how much more you have to unpack. Going back to the main screen, as I said, you can create multiple moves here. So what I'm going to do is show you some of the advanced features, like for example, backup and restore. So sometimes you may want to save your data as you are working, you may want to go back to a previous version. So if you say backup, that is going to just create a backup copy of your database. And so let's say by mistake you added something and you don't really want to have it, you can go back to restore and notice that the backup that I just created is now available. I could restore that and the unwanted move goes away. Now, this is where I can talk about the cloud backup option that we have added. So to do that, you link the app to Dropbox. We support only Dropbox at the moment because it works equally well with iOS, Android, as well as Amazon. Those are the three platforms we support. So if you click on link to Dropbox, that would allow you to connect the app to an existing Dropbox account. And I'm going to pause the video for a second as I link. Once you complete linking, you will see that a message will come at the bottom that says linked to Dropbox, and you can verify by tapping on menu. And now notice that instead of link to Dropbox, the menu now changes to unlink from Dropbox. That means you're already linked. At this point, when you create any backups, they will not be stored locally, but they will go straight to Dropbox, and you can restore. So for example, I click on restore, I see all of the backups that I have created in the past. And I can restore one from the last backup that I did. And that is going to replace what we have on the screen now to things that I had stored here. Now, this is one feature you can use to kind of simulate um, multi-device synchronization. Although it is not quite exact synchronization, you will have to remember to restore and back up in a kind of a managed manner in order to achieve synchronization. Since we try to keep the price of this app very reasonable at 99 cents only, we don't have a proper sync feature at the moment. Hope this little introductory video was useful. If you like our app, please rate our app if you can. That's always good to know all the things that our users are doing. Our apps are fairly well reviewed so far. People do find this useful. So if you find our app useful, please rate it. Thank you so much.